Warriors Firestar Super Edition Firestar's Quest by Aaron Hunter. Chapter 3. So, Firestar didn't dream again that night. He slept badly, and he still felt tired when he emerged from his den the next morning. He blinked in the strong sunlight to see Ashford padding across the clearing through Brambleclaw. Your vigil is over, Firestar heard him yell. Come on, I'll find you somewhere to sleep. They disappeared into the warrior sand while Firestar crossed the clearing and slipped down the different tunnel that led to Cinderpel's den. The gray-furred cat was sitting outside the cleft into rock, turning over some earth with one paw. Brightheart sat beside her and bent her head forward to give the leaves an interested sniff. This is porridge, Cinderpel explained. You should start eating some now, so when your kids come, they have plenty of mold. Brightheart licked the herbs up, making a face as she swallowed toward them. They taste bitter as mouse bile, but I don't mind, she added hastily. I want to do my best for my kids. You'll be fine, Cinderpel assured her. Come back every morning for some more herbs, and call me right away if you think the kids are coming. I don't think it'll be long now. Thanks, Cinderpel. Brightheart dipped her head through the medicine cat and padded across the clearing, passing Firestar at the end of the tunnel. Make sure you got plenty of rest, he meowed as she made her back into the main camp. Cinderpel dusted a few scraps of berry from her paws and limped into the clearing to meet Firestar. Once she had been his apprentice by accident beside the Thunderpass, and enjoyed her leg and made it impossible for her to be a warrior. Firestar knew how hard it had been to her to give up the future she had always dreamed of, and he still blamed himself for not taking better care of her. Cinderpel, I have to talk to you, he began. Before the mouse cat could reply, a wail sounded from behind Firestar. Cinderpel, look at my paw! Great star, what now? The midget cat muttered. Thoriopos, the smallest of her apprentices, lurched into the clearing on 3 legs. Holding out her forepaw. Look, Cinderpel! The mouse cat bent her head to examine the paw. Firestar could see that Thorn was driving deep into the pad. Honestly, Thoriopos, Cinderpel mewed. From the noise you're making, I thought a fox might have bitten your paw off. It's only a thorn. But it hurt, the apprentice protested, her amber eyes wide. Cinderpel turned. Lie down and hold your paw out. Firestar watched the mouse cat expertly gripped the chunk of the thorn on her teeth and tugged it out. The gush of blood followed it. It's bleeding! Thoriopos exclaimed. So it is, Cinderpel agreed calmly. Give it a good lick. Every cat picks up thorns now and again. Firestar told the apprentice as her tongue raspberry through across her pad. You'll probably pick up a good many more before you're an elder. I know. Cinderpel sprang to her paws again. Thanks, Cinderpel. It's fine now, so I'll go back to the others. You're training in the sandy hollow. Her eyes shone and she flexed her claws. Sandstorm going to show me how to fight foxes. Without waiting for a response, she turned off down the front tunnel. Cinderpel's blue eyes gleamed. Sandstorm got her paws full with that one, she commented. You got your paws full yourself, meowed Firestar. Is it always this busy? This is good, Cinderpel replied. Just as long as there's no blood being spilled. It's great, being able to use my skills to care for my clan. Her eyes shone with exhaustion, and once again, Firestar reminded of the apprentice she had been. What a warrior she could have made. But her accident diverted all her energy like a clear, sparkling stream into the path of the medicine cat. Okay, Firestar, she prompted. You're busy too, so you haven't come here just to gossip. What can I do for you? Twitching her ears for Firestar to follow her, she made by the way to cleft in the rock and began to put away the remaining stems of borage. Firestar sat beside her, suddenly reluctant to tell any cat about the strange vision he had seen. I've been having these dreams. Cinderpel shot him a swift glance. Usually, only Mrs. Cat received dreams of StarClan, but she had learned long ago that the warrior ancestor came to Firestar too. It wasn't dream for StarClan, Firestar went on. At least, I don't think it was. It described the mistraveling moorland where the device of waiting cats shouted him. He couldn't bring himself to tell Cinderpelle about the pale grey cat he had seen in the ravine where he was awake, or the reflection in the puddle and the cat struggling in the river. They could not explain away too easily odd cloud formation, tricks of the light, or the pattern of starlight in the dark water. Cinderpelle finished tidying the earth and came to sit beside him, her eyes thoughtful. You had this dream twice? That's right. Didn't think of more than a tough bit of frisco file stuck in your belly. She blinked several times and added, and many cats could only belong to a clan. Are you sure it wasn't one clan? Positive the moor was anywhere in one clan territory. I'm sure of it, and didn't recognize any of the voices. Besides, there had been no report of trouble in one clan. Cinderpelle nodded. And none of them yet other clans either. Do you think they remember the battle with Blood Clan? No, Cinderpelle. What I heard wasn't battle yowling. It was a cat wailing if something was terribly wrong. Firestar shuddered. I wanted to help them, but I didn't know what to do. Cinderpelle brushed her teeth, tail across his shoulder. I could give you some poppy seed, she suggested. At least that will give you a good night's sleep. Thanks, but no. It's not sleep I want. It's an explanation. Cinderpelle didn't look surprised. There is something I can't give you. Not right now, she meowed. But I'll let you know if StarClan show me anything. And be sure to come and tell me if you had more dreams. Firestar wasn't certain she wanted to do that. Cinderpelle enough to keep her busy without worrying him. I'm probably making a fuss about nothing, he told her. I'm sure the dreams will go away if I stop thinking about them. He had a minute to convince himself as he padded away in the fern tunnel with the meadow cat pale blue gaze following him. He was sure he hadn't convinced Cinderpelle either. On the second night, after his talk with Cinderpelle, Firestar had the dream again. It stood in the palest moorland, stringing to make it the bloody shape they were all around him, yet never close to see clearly. What do you want? He called. What can I do to help you? But there was no reply. Firestar was beginning to feel they were doomed to struggle against the miserable more forever, calling out to cats who could not or would hear him. The sun arose above the trees when he woke up the next morning. A warm rain rifted his fur as he stepped out of the clearing. Supo was hurrying across the clearing with a huge ball of fresh mountain for the elders bedding. Fern-clad and bred her a stunning dove-stuff at the entrance to the nursery, watching Shuriken and spread cat play fighting. Firestar sipped in the sun as the high-pitched caterwauling come from outside the camp. Somewhere close by, a cat was in trouble distress. Has the dream followed him into the waking world? Or he was still asleep, trapped in the same dream? He forced the light to carry over the great tunnel, but before he reached entrance to the camp, Cloudtail and Brackenfur appeared, surprising Longtail with joy to stretch wide, letting out wails of a gush. Cloudtail's Princess Rainbow followed him into the camp, her fur bristling with shock. Longtail's eyes was closed, blood well beneath the swollen lids and spun in pale gray fur. I can't say, he wailed. What happened? Firestar demanded. We were out hunting, Brackenfur explained. Longtail caught a rabbit and it turned at him and scratched his eyes. Don't worry, Cloudtail whispered Longtail. We'll get you to Cinderpelle right away. She'll fix you up. Firestar followed them as she guided Longtail across the clearing and through the tunnel of fern. Cloudtail caught for Cinderpelle, bare from the cliff to the rock, and limped rapidly to Longtail's side. How did this happen? Brackenfur repeated what he told Firestar, while Cinderpelle tasted her tail gently on Longtail's shoulder. The tabby warrior, wailing, and died away in the shallow, his rasping breath. He was shriveling violently. I can't see, he whispered. Cinderpelle, am I going to be blind? I can't tell until I examine your eyes, Cinderpelle replied. Firestar knew he would try to comfort Longtail with a lie. Come over here and sit down in the first where I get a proper look at you. She led into the clump of bracken just outside the opening to her den. Longtail slumped onto his side, still panting hard. Rainbow, bring me some moss-soaked water, Cinderpelle instructed, as fast as you can. The apprentice glanced at the mentor, and where Cloudtail meowed as he sped off, leaving the friends in the tunnel waving behind him. The rest of you can go, the meadow cat added, and let Longtail have a bit of peace and quiet. Cloudtail and Brackenfur turned to leave, but Firestar padded over to Cinderpelle while calming Longtail with one paw struggling in flick. Is there anything I can do? Yes, just go with the other and let me get on with it. Cinderpelle replied, her tart tones reminding Firestar of her mentor Yellowfang. As Firestar turned away, she added, Oh, you might say Cloudtail to let me have rainfall for the rest of the day. And then Princess fetch me and carrier will be useful. Good idea, Firestar replied. I'll tell him. Your heart was torn by pity of Longtail. The tabby warrior had challenged Firestar when they first arrived in the forest and had been far too close to Tigerstar. But when the murderous deputy plan became clear, Longtail realized where his true loyalties lay, and since then he had become one of Firestar's most trusted warriors. When Firestar reached the clearing, he saw Cloudtail and Blackbird standing with Brightheart, the elixir and questioning him. Master and Greystripe had come out in the warrior den to find out what was going on. Firestar patted down the Cloudtail and passed the Cinderpulse request about rainfall. Sure, the White Warrior meowed. It's all good training for rainfall anyway. What's going to happen to Longtail? Brave Richard. Will you really go blind? Cinderpulse doesn't know yet, Firestar replied. Let's all hope the damage isn't bad as it looks. I was lucky, Brightheart murmured, half to herself. At least I have one good eye. Glancing around at their troubled faces, Firestar tried to give something else to think about. What about the hunting patrol? He asked Cloudtail Breakfast. You better kill around and I'll come with you. Whatever happens, the clan still needs to fit. I'll need another. Greystripe first. Mousefur, are you up for it? A withered brown warrior nodded, lashing her tail. I'll fetch Duskpelt, she meowed. As she looked up through the warrior's den, Firestar cast a final glance back at the fern tunnel. Everything was quiet, meow, and Thunderbolt clearing. Oh, Star Clan, he whispered. Don't let Longtail lose his sight. That night, Firestar was so restless to settle in his den, afraid the dream would return. He had come to dread the unknown moorland, and the cries of distress from cats she had no power to help. As she paced through the clearing, he heard a murmuring sound coming from Cinderpulse's den, and brushed through the ferns tunnel to find out what it was. Longtail lay in the ferns outside the split log. His eyes were closed, but he looked too tense to be asleep. Sticky tears dripped from beneath his eyelids. Cinderpulse sat beside him, stroking it lightly in the tip of her tail, murmuring to him the words of comfort that the mother might use to soothe an injured kid. She glanced up as Firestar appeared. Shouldn't you be resting? He asked. Her blue eyes glint in the moonlight. I could ask you the same thing. Firestar struggled to sit beside her. I couldn't sleep. How's Longtail? I'm not sure. Cinderpulse dabbed a pawful of chewed up earth from a leaf beside her and patted them gently into Longtail's eyes. Firestar recognized the sharp scent of a mackerel. The bleeding had stopped, thanks Star Clan, the Mezcal went on, but his eye was still very swollen. Firestar. Longtail raised his hand, though he kept his eyes shut tight. What'll happen to me if I go blind? If I can't be a warrior anymore? Don't worry about that, Firestar meowed firmly. Whatever happens, there will always be a place for you in ThunderClan. Longtail let a long sigh and lowered his head again. Firestar thought he had relaxed a little and hoped he was able to sleep. Listen, Firestar. Cinderpulse dabbed some more in the mackerel police under Longtail's eyes as she spoke. As sure, Cat, I'm telling you to get some rest. More quietly as I do, you need to find what it means, and the only way to do is to dream it over and over again. You'll figure it out. Firestar hesitated. He wasn't sure he agreed. Dreaming hadn't told him so much far. All right, he murmured timidly. But if Darkline telling me something, I wish they could make it clearer. Obeying Cinderpulse, he padded back to his den, but this time he slept without dreaming at all. The early next morning, he went back to the Mezcat's den, making her squirrel from the fish skull pile. He found Cinderpulse still sitting beside Longtail, who was curled up asleep. Have you been here all night? Firestar asked, dropping the squirrel as Cinderpulse sighed. What else I could be? Longtail needs me. Don't worry, I'm not tired. He consoled herself by stretching her jaws in a murmurous yawn. Last night you told me to get some sleep, Firestar pointed out. Now, as your clan leader, I'm telling you, it won't go Longtail any good if our Cat gets ill. But I'm worried about him. Cinderpulse lowered her voice even though Longtail was asleep. I think his eyes were infected. The rabbit's claws must have been dirty. Firestar appeared at Longtail's closed eye. He couldn't see much different from the night before. but still red and swollen with a second full of mangled pulp across the third around them. That's bad news, he moaned. All the same, I think you should eat that fresh kill and get some rest. I'll send Rainpaw to see you again. He patted his purse roughly. He can keep an eye on the things that we call the long till he wakes up. Cinderpaw rose to her paws and assured her back in a long stretch. Okay, she agreed. Will you tell Rainpaw to fetch some more regular first? There's plenty near the top of the ravine. Provided I see you eating that squirrel. Cinderpaw crawled beside the squirrel, only to look at Firestar again as she started to eat. I'm so scared I won't be able to save Longtail's side, she confessed. Firestar gently touched nose to her ear. Every kid in the class knew you were doing the best. Longtail's nose was most of the all. What if my best isn't good enough? Oh, Wilpley, ThunderClan could have a better medicine cat. Cinderpaw sighed and shook her head before beginning to gulp down the squirrel. Firestar knew that he was wasting his breath to try to rescue her. If Longtail didn't go blind, Cinderpaw would blame herself, just as she had done when Greaster's made Silverstream die burying her kit. Resting his tail briefly in the medicine cat's shoulder, he went to look for Rainpaw.